Okay, we're recording, I think. Yeah. Okay, so where do you want to, should I start off? Okay. So the ones we had, the ones I was supposed to be doing, I missed the last time. There were 3, 4, and 21 of jail, but so the first one is number 3. Saris Satya Soda Kurum, meaning I I made an agreement with truth with basically the Lord at Sadakuru, that I would, yeah, Haris Kurum God Seva. That means I promised God that I will give him my full devotion and my full extreme devotion and love and serve him completely. Sharis Piat Quinian Natsan Sharis Petkin Natsan Dutum Gasan Dutum I am Pash. Meaning, I did see him dancing on my head, and therefore all my devotion has borne fruit. And so, I finally believed what I had, basically what I had set out to do. I made a deal with Bhagwan that if I serve him fully with all my heart, that he will eventually be visible to me, and I found him finally visible within myself. So that's what I think she basically said there. So basically, Laleshwari describes her personal experience of meeting her Lord, obviously after a lot of struggle. She indicates here the unalloyed devotion of a seeker for his Lord that takes him to his goal. There is no doubt that only the extreme love of God is the ultimate key to success in this field, but it's not so easy to develop that kind of devotion which truly attracts the love of the Almighty. It needs complete surrender and complete detachment from the worldly affairs and keeping under perfect control all human desire and frailties. Once the stage is reached, the distance between the seeker and the Lord shrinks, but again one needs to be very cautious, otherwise one is liable to fall back. Laldeshwari was already an awakened soul, an ardent devotee, and, and enough enlightened, hence she obviously needed very little efforts to reach her goals. At the end of the hectic struggle, when she was crowned with success, she saw her Lord nowhere else but her own head, dancing with joy. So she must have had a very strong spiritual awakening where she could see Bhagwan inside herself. Anyway, I'm not going to go further, but that was the main thing in number 3. Number 4 is Abhyas Kanya Vikas Pholum Suprakash Zonum Yeh Prakash Dhyan Mukh Ye Dorum Sakhay Borum Korum Te. So basically, again, she's saying through persistent practice, I achieved my goals. My body served as an indispensable medium to perform. I achieved the highest emancipation of self and awakening to my ultimate satisfaction. So it's like a continuation of the previous one, that all just continuously through her regular practices, she was able to achieve her goal, and and she was able to awaken the self within her, awaken her true self within herself. So in this, I'm just reading out what was written here. The spiritual practice involves first the transformation of the mind from the worldly involvement to the devotion of the Lord. Unless the mind is fixed in the love of God, no concentration can be achieved. Merely chanting God's name with a wavering mind cannot get any dividends. Meditation on the name of the Lord with a clean slate of mind, bereft of all unnecessary digressions, is what's required. Laleshwari says that her individual self transformed into a glorious spiritual whole by persistent meditation and practice of yoga. And then the last one I had was 21. Ayast Sudhi, Gast Sudhi, meaning I came here straight and I'll go there straight, meaning by straight she means I came here as a pure soul and I'll return as a pure soul. So this whole मैं मैं करीम क्या but das asas agrai vyazai vyadis the vyandis karim kya. So basically, she's saying, I was born a pure soul and I will return ordinarily without any burdens whatsoever. How would the divine justice harm a sinless soul like me? I had gained his due attention for my simple ways, and now, after having performed evenly in this life too, I do not at all fear for any punishments. So again, it's kind of continuation of the previous thing that she has faith in herself that all her hard work is going to pay dividends. That she can, and she's she is a very she recognizes that she's a pure soul. So she doesn't consider herself as being as her soul having had some black spots or anything. She thinks of herself as clean, which she is, which all of us are basically. It's just our own mind. We have created these feelings within ourselves that we are not pure, and she has that confidence in herself that her purity is going to help her to finally get whatever she has been aiming for. So, yeah, sorry, go ahead. Yeah, I think that's a very common question, because even the desire to achieve nirvana or to achieve, freedom is a desire. So, how do we get off from that, desire itself? I have no idea. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. Craving, yes. Yes. I think that's a good point. Yeah. So in the Bhagavad Gita, one of the main issues that they talk about is raga and dvesha. Raga means these compulsions to do things that you desire. That you and these are compulsions which you do irrespective of what your mind is telling. Your mind may be telling you this is not what you need to do. For example, suppose you're trying to lose weight and I'm not supposed to eat this, but your ragas will drive you towards eating certain things that you know you shouldn't eat. But then you should be able to go over that with your mind and say, okay, right now I realize that this is just a mere craving right now, but I really don't want to do that, and I'm not going to let myself be led by those. And same thing with dvesha. Dvesha is things you try to avoid. So and it requires putting a little bit of effort on your own self to be able to do that, to get rid of those compulsions. And I think that's a different thing, as Meera said, from those are real problems that you have to get avoid, as opposed to longing for achieving, you know, self-realization or something like that. But yeah, I'm done with my section of it. So I was 2 weeks behind. So who's next? Yeah, yeah. I think you're next, actually. Yeah, Shruti. Okay. So the desire for self realization. Yeah, so that is like a that's like a dvesha, right? So raga and dvesha, those are the two opposite things, right? So dvesha says, okay, at this time I would rather be, having some going out somewhere, or having fun rather than meditating, right? Though right now you have decided that you wanted to do that, and you had made a goal to do that, but you're kind of running away from that just because it's convenient, and yeah. Then you decide. Yeah, I think that's the right way to put it. Yes, that you are in control of yourself as opposed to uh, everything else being in control of you. Yeah, right.
No, no, it's not that how much desire is to learn Sanskrit, but it's like you have a desire. See, that's also desire, right? Learning Sanskrit is also desire. So that is also a problem. If it is a desire which is compulsive. But uh, the problem, the thing that the teacher is saying, ki, I know there are desires that you might have which might be more than this. And we'll see how you're able to control that. Buddhapa's bye bye. Okay, go for it, Meena. That was something. Sanskrit class. तो मेरा 14 लोलकी लोलकी नार लल लल ललनोvu. In passionate love, I shook my lord in my arms. मरने मयस हाँ गलत पढ़ मुझे. Did anybody say anything? Oh, I missed. मरने मयस तो रोजस ना जरे.
आपकी एको आ रही है. I think
मेरी
that's
तो एको आ रही है, वही मैं सोच रही हूँ.
proper echo, but I think you're hearing your own little bit of echo.
Let's all mute ourselves. Let's see what happens. Lolaki nara lal lal no. In passionate love, I shook my lord in my arms. Marne mayas to rujus na zare. So thickly did I cast away my personal self and felt dead before my death. Rangarat se zaat se kya na rang hovu. Not a trace of me was left, nor its caste, creed, or color. Buddhapun solum kya sana kare. I think Buddhapun is ego. Ego just vanished. You know, Buddhapun solum. All traces of duality along with all egos vanished. I'm basking now in the glory of my achievement. So, that is when she has achieved. Again, like when she is feeling like she has achieved something, that means it's a result of a desire. Okay, I'm stuck with this desire now for today's class. I think for anything you need to have a desire, otherwise it is. But I think for her this was a compulsion. I mean, she just wanted to reach to that higher spiritual level where she was one with the Lord. I mean, uska kya desire? She didn't even wear clothes. Kya desire? That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Her desire was that she could not do anything other than that focus. But is that good?
Some marks it does feel like, is it focus or obsession? Like I see that line blur sometimes and it confuses me.
I think it's obsession also sometimes. है ना? Obsession भी है इसका. इतना ज़्यादा like obsession and she reached to that higher spiritual level.
ना जुनून जब तक नहीं होगा तब तक
कैसे होगा?
जुनून है ये तो, right? It's almost that craziness. तभी तो ये लोग they don't care. They are walking or talking like crazy people. They don't care, right?
So this is why. So I am theoretically saying this is also can be considered as compulsion. Okay, which is a desire which has overcome her. Okay, hence in the same analogy, if I have a desire for something else, that should be all right also and should not hinder me from becoming spiritual. And that's why I think another way, there are different ways of getting to spirituality, I think.
I wonder if she faced any difficulty because of these moments of obsession. It may not have been always happening, right? Like she had ups and downs there as well.
I'm sure. I mean, she wrote about it so many times. Wrote about it. She's just ग्रट में भी वही देख रही है, बोट में भी वही देख रही है, वो यहाँ में भी वही देख रही है.
That's true.
Portman में भी वही देख रही है. She's just obsessed with God, with that higher spiritual level. I don't think it's really God, but it's just that higher.
one of the Vaaks I'm going to read. In that she says that basically says that I have to act even though I have reached that spiritual level. I have to act like a common person. I have to act like you people so that they don't think I'm different than them.
Just
But she
a-
was different, right?
But she was eventually she couldn't hide it, I guess.
I think Sadhguru also says this many times. He says that I have to come to your level to explain it to you. Anyways, okay. Sorry,
Yeah.
I did not want to interrupt.
नहीं नहीं
But I am today I am obsessed and it has
मंजुनाथ यकीन
मेरे को यहाँ मंजन मिलती नहीं है, मुझे मंजन खानी है. उफ.
We have moved, if I may say so, we have moved from the strong flavors of Pran to Ruhun to the delicate flavors of Manjhak now.
I like it.
Manas Grai search Pazpui Anchon. Right? It was a complete changeover of self from selfish to a selfless attitude. Tavkui Balgom Karmas Krai. Agur Vitit Amrit Zalchon. I busied into a selfless devotion and reached the source of divinity. I drank deep into the heavenly nectar, merged with the divine. Shivlai Mangom Brahmasprai. I wanted to know meaning of these words. I'm just reading the meaning, but what is Brahmasprai? I don't know. Shivlai Mangom, I think Shivlai Mangom, I merged with Shiva. Mangom Brahmasprai. I don't know. Merged with the divine, shed all traces of my personal identity and became one with the Supreme.
Does Brahm means the universe?
No. Brahm का bronze मतलब Brahm क्या
Brahm का means Brahm मतलब
Brahm illusion kind of right? Brahm. Brahmaspray. I don't know what that means. So it was a complete changeover of self from a selfish to a selfless attitude. I busied into a selfless devotion and reached the source of divinity. I drank deep into the heavenly nectar, merged with the divine, shed all traces of my personal identity and became one with the Supreme. So in these Vaaks, she has already reached to that level. Desire ji khatam karo.
Manas is basking in its glory.
Yeah. Manasiti mane gundum. Manasiti mane gundum. Chatas ritum tapoir vag. So it's like I control my senses, right? Chatas ritum. I control the vacillations of my mind and remain on guard to the incoming negative influences. Prakrit sati pavrushna volum. I kept off all animal instincts and nurtured intense love and devotion for my Lord. Sarme korum labumva. Sare me korum labumva. I did all this and then I found my path to that, the divine, whatever, to the higher level. Mansi, I controlled the vacillations of my mind and remained on guard to the incoming negative influences. I kept off all animal instincts and nurtured intense love and devotion for my Lord. It enveloped me in a way that a clear path was defined for my spiritual life. Just by controlling the senses and so he just concentrated on one point.
Sar me korum labumva.
Sar me korum labumva. That means I think I did all this and that's how I found my path to spiritual level.
I like the Kashmiri of it.
Yeah, it's like so nice. I want to know meaning of all these words. As in, मतलब वारिया much पता रंग रट this zat se kya na rang ho. Like, I want to know what she means by that. Meaning paran, like we are actually reading the meaning of what Jawaharlal
It's not language translation one
yeah.
on one, but मगर ये तोरुम फिक्री
Yeah. You easy. Yeah.
Chata suratum sopo irbag.
Chata suratum that means yeah. Yeah. So मेरे 3 वाक्स जो थे उसमें उसने अपना वो पा लिया है शिवा. She's there.
Network problem. अच्छा पाक दूँ को.
मैं खाता. बेबना.
Oh.
Prayers ना. खास करी मेन आवाज बेबना की.
बहुत खास कर. बोलना. मैं खास कर रहा हूँ बोलना. चलो. दे. Actually वो मैं इंटरनेट को मैं कनेक्शन खत्म तभी मैं तो किसी के साथ क्या दो. देखो क्या मैं शिकायत करूँ.
Nici trebuie consume.
Rovu punsutu.
Rovu consume.
Travu putem
Trovu punsu. 23, 24, 25.
Okay. Okay. 23 छे tan man gayas b tas kunye. I dedicated myself to him heart and soul. Boozum Satut's Ganta Vazan. I heard the bells of truth ringing as a clear message from above.
Satich.
Sat. I then tat jai dharnai dharan ratam. I took to ratam is what's written, but yeah, maybe rotum, but it was ratam.
Ratum. It's ratum.
Ratum. Okay, I took the clue and fixed my thoughts on him. Akash the Prakash Korum Sar, till I rose above the mortal world into higher reaches of consciousness. So, I guess Akash and Prakash both, she's kind of crossed the sky and the light in the sky in a way. The visual.
I think this word Sare is being used second time now, right? So Sare means I kind of conquered it, right? Something like that.
Yeah, that's the way I imagine. I don't know the vocabulary meaning, but it makes me think of like Korum Sar means I crossed that milestone sort of.
Yeah. Correct.
So yeah, again she's now the interesting thing is the expanded version of this, right, in Jawaharlal Bhatt's book. It talks about, again, if you see, the whole theme for today's session is it at one point it says the honor conferred upon a strange unlimited change of mind in an individual when filled with the deepest love and devotion for the Lord is unequaled by all kinds of earthly attachment. This can be described as the deepest and purest drive for the divine that cannot be satisfied by anything less than the ultimate grace of the Lord, and that also instantaneous. We're talking instant gratification here for our desires.
So basically, the most supreme desire is the desire for awakening, light and enlightening, and that desire, to have that desire is okay. Is basically what he's saying.
Yeah.
That is justified.
Strange.
Like don't.
Yeah.
It's still desire, but basically it's saying that why are you desiring this? This is not worth it. Just desire the higher one. Then you won't want to desire anything else.
It here the next like few lines later says when a seeker reaches this stage, he or she experiences a strange, maddening desire for the grace of the Lord, and like a fish out of the water, unable to survive without it. Like
Oh, okay then.
intensity described.
Okay, so then it is compulsion, it is obsession, but it then she's saying basically they're saying that this is worth it. Rest all or not. So just focus on this.
Yeah.
Got it. Got it. I think my answer is it's answered. Like
Yeah. Now she's accepted that there is something contradictory here, but this is the way it is, kind of. That's what she's saying.
correct, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's good timely kind of we read that.
Okay. Now Tsovume is moving to Tsovume.
Chaske. Chaske.
Chasken nata ursus kihnai. I belong to nothingness, shunya, of now as I was before. Kehnas keh go tarit kyat. I am a part of the universal void which is my truest achievement. Shiv puzumta vuchum naran. Naran. Strangely, when I worship Shiv, I find Narayanan. Bhuttas, Bhuttas praran thonum napra. I've been aspiring for my total emancipation since ages, but my confusion remains.
Butas praran chonumnana. Chonumnapra.
Thonum napra. Pra here, I guess, is confusion.
Pra is
Okay, just think you know. Guyapra.
It sounds like a bad word.
basically like
Rajendra ji,
it's
आप mute करो. You were saying something.
Rajendra ji,
Oh.
I have muted you because earlier you were there was a
That's okay. Okay, yeah.
yeah, you might have to unmute yourself.
No,
Sorry.
I was just saying pra sounds like a bad word. Pragwe.
Prago, yeah.
Not that
But
bad.
it's very
Not that
it's a
bad.
sweet it's like level 2 bad. It's not level 5.
Yeah.
It's not that bad.
It's level 2 bad, I think. Pragoi.
Matlab kya hai? I mean, what does it exactly mean? I never knew what it meant.
Like when you are probably obsessed with something. Pragoi, like you keep
Goi
doing
pra.
that, right? Goi
Okay.
pra.
Yeah, goi pra.
Like if you keep doing something and somebody's telling you don't do it, and you still keep doing it, like it's like prache gomul.
Prachi Gumut, exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
That's what, that's like the appropriate
That
time
is
when you
what
use
it,
it.
that is what it was mean because that's when they use it. Huh.
So I think this is like strangely when I worship Shiva, I find Narayana. I
So
think
then
she is saying Shiva or Narayan. She means something totally different here. It cannot
I
be
think
just Shiva and Narayan.
Shruti has done homework. Tell me what she said.
Who would say that actually? Like, there's no concept of duality. That's what the commentary says. Is that you tend to think of Shiva and Narayana as different, but they're one and the same. That's what she's saying. She's saying that it doesn't matter which one you kind of pursue or seek. You will end up finding the same entity. That's what I got from the commentary, and
Ah.
and I do think that exists in our mythology as well. Like in so many stories, you will see avatar of Shiv being a devotee of Krishna and Vishnu, and vice versa. So I understand that concept. And she's saying like also the commentary goes more specifically to say that she says upon invocation of Lord Shiva, Lord Vishnu appeared before her, as both of them were ordinarily one for such an awakened soul, and also because the concept of duality had vanished from her perception. So it's that she's moved from Dvaita to Advaita in that moment. That's how I understand it.
I think it's literally that's what it means. But I think what she's trying to probably say is that I'm kind of lost. She's probably saying that I'm part of this universal void, which is my truest achievement. And since I'm not lost, but since everything is the same, it doesn't matter. Like, it's basically like whenever I try, or because everything is nothing. Okay. I think I'll start sounding stupid now.
It's that we read that paper.
हाँ.
You know, सुभाष जी का paper पढ़ा जिसमें nothingness and something was there.
हाँ, so because everything is nothing, she's finding it, she's realizing that if I worship Shiva, I find Narayan, because everything is everything and everything is nothing.
It's
And
like
everything is the same.
endless loop, right? And the last line of the commentary also talks about that she got her personal emancipation, but she still sees the suffering of people around her. So she's like, even if I see the nothingness, what's the point? The infinite still exists, kind of a thing. Like, me being in the nothingness doesn't help. Like, I guess she sees those two things.
So what does she
that
mean
is-
by but my confusion remains? The last
The commentary talks about worry rather than confusion. So
okay.
I don't know if that word prah is meant to represent confusion or worry or some mixture of the two. Like her concern for the suffering in the world, even though she can see beyond the suffering, something of that nature.
And I think she feels helpless, even though she's trying to teach the world, she can't tell us what we should be looking for. So she thinks, because the one marks I got, she calls us like fools, basically.
Yeah, she basically is saying that I found Narayan when I'm looking for Shiv, which is tas prara, because I'm looking for Shiv. Suprachanum nitya. Suprachanum nitya. Like, I'm not over it yet, because I'm trying to find Shiv, but I'm finding Narayan. I'm kind of confused. I'm still waiting.
What is the Shiva and Narayan in this context? Just Shiva in meditation and Narayan with chakra. I think it's something else, right? Or just Shiva and Narayan?
She's saying no. She's basically saying I'm looking for that emancipation or whatever, but I'm finding something else which might be equivalent or whatever.
Two things, two very mundane everyday things come to my mind as I think about this. One is that, when I'm looking for something, I never find it. I find it when I'm not looking for it and I'm looking for something else, right? Like, literally happened to me for 3 months. I was looking for some specific sari jewelry and I had hidden it away and I found it like 3 months after I needed it. Then the second everyday thing that this reminds me of again is, now I have a sister who is like 10 years younger than me, and a lot of the time she gets frustrated with me because I am very enthusiastically telling her the solution to a problem that she doesn't know she's going to run into yet. And she's like, why are you lecturing me about this? And that's like kind of what Lala is feeling, I think. She's like, I know the solution to this problem, but the whole world is like yet to encounter that problem, and like, how do I explain it to them? Like, how do I explain that they don't even know the problem? Kind of, she has that passion. You can see it in her prose, I think. So it's probably very frustrating for us. Is like, what is she talking about? But until we reach that point where we want to achieve that, we won't understand her dilemma.
I think I agree with you, Shruti. That is exactly, yes. We try to tell people, especially my brother is 10 years younger than me too. So you are trying to tell them, including my 14-year-old daughter, that you are going to, and it happens 10 days later. But the frustration I have for those 10 days, I know my child is going to get hurt, and I'm trying my best not to see her get hurt. But then she gets hurt, and then she comes home and tells me about it.
So
yeah, I think she's basically kind of saying that she's kind of lost. She's looking for something. She knows she's looking for something. But how are you confused? How do you know you found Narayan and not Shiva? Basically, is the question of Meera. She's like,
That's exactly what I'm asking. What does she means something else? It cannot be Shiva and Narayan. It has some double meaning. We're not able to understand.
Maybe again, I'm just speculating, but maybe Shiva represents the nothingness and Narayanan represents the everythingness. And she's looking for nothingness, but she's finding the solution to everything.
So she's not saying, see, what she's saying is, Shiv Puzum to Vuchum Narayan. So she's not saying to
Find it.
Shiv Puzum. I'm praying to Lord Shiva, but I saw Vishnu. So that's what she's saying. Like it's not just Shiva, and I think it's something else. Shiv Puzum to Vuchum Narayan.
So is Vishnu a creator or is he a preserver?
Vishnu is preserver.
Preserver. So maybe.
So he's everything. So Shiv is destroyer. So he's nothing.
So it could be the Trinity, Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh, right? So Brahma, Shiva is the destroyer, Vishnu is the preserver, right? Maybe
No, that's what she was saying. That's what she was saying. Shiv Puzum, I want nothingness,
Right.
but I'm seeing everything.
But I'm seeing everything. It's not just it's a deeper meaning than just Shiva and Narayana sitting on, on Nag.
Yeah. No, I think the metaphor. I strongly feel the metaphor is something around nothingness and the opposite of nothingness.
Could be, yeah, it could be. Yeah.
Like she's talking about. I found nothingness. That's.
But she's still saying ki Buddhas praran chanumna pra. But I'm still waiting for Shiva, even though I see Narayan. But I'm still waiting for Shiva.
Yeah, basically she's saying I'm a part of the universal void, which is my truest achievement. So she's saying that I have become part of this universal void. Void she's calling it, but she's saying, but I still see as like everything. I still see everything, but I've not become nothing. That's what she's saying.
Yeah.
Because she says I belong to nothingness, shunya of now, as I was before, but but I'm not emancipated and I don't feel it. So
Yeah.
it's a phase where she's transitioning from realization of everything before she becomes nothing. Pani gyal divan
ये इसमें होगा ऐसा ही कुछ. It cannot be just Shiva and Narayan. It has to be something else. It has to be deeper than that, than just.
I think I'm convinced with what we have discussed so far.
Yeah.
कुछ ज्यादा नहीं करेंगे.
हम लोग अपना लाल वाक लिख सकते हैं.
आज कोरस रा वाक भी प्रो concert.
Concert is coming up. Okay. Parun Polum Aporui Porum. I studied books and followed their spirit, besides gaining a lot of unread experience. Kesar Van Volum Ratit Shal. I caught a fierce beast and tamed it forcefully, till it became a timid jackal. Paras Pranumta Panas Polum. I didn't advantage myself only but made others gain too. Adgo Molum the Zenim Hal. It was a tedious crusade, but I achieved my goals. This one I didn't read the commentary on, but study of it again, like commentary again talks about feelings, the passions. Again, distancing ourselves from the world in order to achieve the development, spiritual development.
So the fierce beast is herself, her own desires and things like that. Is that what she means by that?
It feels like that, yes. She caught the fierce beast and tamed it forcefully. Kesar Van Volum Ratit Shal. I don't know the literal meaning of those words.
Shal is
jackal, right.
Van Volum.
But what is fierce?
One go jungle
में,
forest से लाया. One volum तो.
Okay. Pakad ke laya, by the time I caught it, it would have become a checkall.
Became document, yeah.
Okay. So yeah, some of the commentary says that she studied various religious scriptures and followed their essence religiously, and some of the unwritten or unread precepts too. But the most tedious job that he claims to have performed was to control her wild animal instincts and other emotions, which are said to be the worst enemies.
Raga Dvesha. Controller Raga Dvesha.
Yeah. She reached the stage of perfection which she calls a real triumph of herself only when she won the battle with her own self or of her own self. So it's I think what we've read time and again, right? Taming the emotions and not letting them drive you. So in fact,
But I think she's also saying that paras pranum to panas polum. I did it for me and for others.
For everyone, yeah.
Paras pranum.
No. She basically the translation is saying that I gained what I wanted, but I also made others gain.
so she tried to teach others what she learned about how to take her emotions. Maybe she's talking about that. She tried to bring others with her.
Pranum क्या होगा? Pranum.
Paras pranam.
तो panas polum. Paras pranum means others.
Paras
Paras gave others.
Pranum means what? Pranum is made it white, so made it clear because it's prone. Prone is white, so made it clear to them.
That could be the case.
Next शिम्योन अगर से खत्म करूँ तो शिम्योन next.
Yeah, I'm
Bupari था कहीं मैं चुन करमत की हूँ मैं पारो जितने कहीं अगर एमएच details मानो next का ना का interesting चीज है सो मगर इंटरेस्ट paran ज़्यावताल fajm. My tongue and palate bruised by reading books aloud. Still, okay, books aloud. So my tongue is fajm. Fajm go, it's become rough. Yoग्य क्राय मैं तजम नजा. Still, I could not arrive at the desired worship worthy of my Lord. Che yugi cry me tajam naza. Cry me tajam naza. Sumran phiran nyat angij gajam. My thumb and fingers got sore with turning of rosary beads. Still, manich dui mile tajam naza. Still, I remained tied with the world and could not dispel the duality from my mind. So I read books aloud and I worshipped the Lord to make me worthy of Him. My thumbs and fingers got sore turning the rosary beads. Still, rosary beads kya? Rudraksha, I would think, or whatever, mala. Still, I remained tied with the world and could not dispel the duality of my mind. So she's basically struggling. I don't think there is much.
I think, yeah, it's like bookish knowledge alone or ritual alone without the
Rituals and
No, not just alone. She's basically saying that you have to go through all of this until you become bruised or it is hard to do. You have to still keep doing it because it doesn't come easy. I think that's what she means. She doesn't mean that this is not enough. She's saying that, and she's not saying that this is not going to work. She's saying that you have to do this and go through it to get to it and more and then some.
Yeah.
Okay. 27. Kama suit prai nu burum. Na burum. Prana suit prai nu Barum.
Bram.
I
Bram.
never.
Baram.
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 Baram. Baram.
Baram. Baram. Kama suit prayin baram. I nourish no desire for lust. Kama suit prayin barum. It's barum. Krudas dutu pavnun pesh. I cleanse my mind of all kinds of anger.
Krodas.
Krud is anger. Krudas dutu pavnun pesh. So she basically, pavnun, I would say, is like she blew it away. Pavan se.
Fash.
Like pavan is.
It's a fish ke fash?
Pesh, pesh na divan.
Acha fish.
Pesh. It's finished.
Pesh divan. Pavnu pesh. Lubas muhas saran chetum. Chetim. लोभ और मुहस मोह लोभ और मोह को के feet I cut them, chopped them off. Basically I freed my desire. So she's saying that, and cut the roots of all worldly desire and attachment. Achuin koshut Trishna Sajum Gayas Khwash. Awesome. I freed myself of all the thirst for the worldly attractions and I'm satisfied now eternally. Okay, I think my marks are very easy, so we can just keep going. 29, 28 we have already done. So third one is Lara Lajum Manz Murdanas. Lara Lajum. Acha, Lara
Lajum Manz Murdanas.
Lara Loism Manza Murdanas. I built a magnificent house and decorated it tastefully. Okay. So she basically like is indulging. And the Kailmas Takiyat Gah. Oh my god. But so basically she decorated it by surrounding it with takiyas, basically pillows. The Gah kya tha? Fireplace hai?
मेरे पास गह गई मोट ना गह मुझे न पता असल पठन मुझे न पता गह क्या
गह है गह you use it for decorating something I don't know यह है तकित गह मतलब ये ऐसे कि या तो फर्श ऐसे या ऐसे के like something designer I don't know anyways so ruiz yetit bugatsapanas okay but I'm destined to leave for an unknown destination so I won't hold it long Vainiga vanas
Voin.
wine
I think something like that.
Voiniga vanas phala
voin
क्या है
आई voin is ना सब्जी रोल
oh
voiniga अच्छा सवारी भगवान पर
voiniga vanas phalavdit
shutter बोलना
like a storekeeper in a busy market suddenly downing shutters during peak business hours and leaving his store full of wares never to return. Oh my god, guys.
This is what we do on Fridays. Shutter down, go home.
But she's saying she's doing it at prime time.
Right.
So ललित का एक बहुत ही famous वो है ना I Venus गई कांद्रस so when Laliत was she didn't towards the end she didn't wear clothes so she saw ये कश्मीर में हमको सुनाते थे story so Sheikh Nuruddin जब सामने से आया she wanted to hide somewhere so she didn't know where to go तो वो गई Venus means सब्जी वाली so सब्जी वाली ने बोला जाओ यहाँ से नहीं मैं तुम्हें ये ना I won't give you shelter so I mean उस टाइम पे लोगों को समझ नहीं आती होगी कि क्या है आज से हजारों साल बाद हम पढ़ रहे होंगे ललवा so I think he didn't let her inside so she went to कांदुर ने उसको उसमें डाला ना and then he put the ढक्कन तो जो बाहर निकली she had her body got recovered. So तभी बोलते हैं आई वनिस गई कांद्रस. इवन इफ सब्जी वो पुताती करे मगर हमेशा कांदर उससे ज्यादा अर्न करता है. यू नो कांदर में हमेशा वो ललित ललदत का फोटो होता है ना, क्योंकि कांदर
सब्जी खसा नहीं खाते तो
ना दपांची सब्जी वो छुनी याचा तरक्की करा युता कांदर छु तरक्की करा
कैसी सब्जी छन
पक्की चीज है, पक्की
बनी
चीज
का स्टाफ है ऐसा आपको बोलते हैं कि आई वनिस गई कांदर.
correct invest so business plan correct.
आई वनिस गई कांदर.
But I love the Kashmiri. I love the fact that reading this is not only spiritual but it's also language literature. I love
So
it.
I love it. बहुत मजा आता है.
Push to next.
At some point, I want to know more about the folklore of Laldet beyond the Vaaks, like Meeraji, what you were just talking about.
We should read the introduction. We haven't. We should read
ये
that
तो
at the
वो
end.
जो सुनाते थे कहानियां, that's all. But I'm sure कहीं पर लिखा हुआ है. ये मतलब शेख
हाँ.
मुजीब का ललदत का वो उसने उसके कान में बोला कि तुम दूध पियो. He didn't. उसने अपनी मॉम मदर का दूध नहीं पिया, मना किया था. Then she went up to him and said something in his ear, so he started drinking. That's ये कहानियां हैं मतलब ऐसा बोलते हैं.
We should read both the introductions. I have read it for the I Lala, but we should read the one here, the one that Meera ji has other 15 books that she has bought.
हाँ बोल रही.
But what she's
As per our
telling us
introduction,
is, what she's telling us, I don't know if it's in any book, like what she has heard these stories.
correct.
हाँ ये
Yeah,
ये
it's
stories.
possible. It's possible, but I'm pretty sure it's documented somewhere for sure. Because
I
these
win
are
is
very
very
popular.
Congress is such a famous quote in Kashmiri. I
Yeah.
win is very Congress. Business अगर है तो रोटी वाला लेना चाहिए because they prosper more. I win gay. I mean I don't know कितना सच है इसमें, but ऐसा बोलते
बहुत
हैं.
सच है. हम लोग घर पे कितना पकाते हैं वर्सेस टेक आउट. लाइक आजकल सब कुछ टेक आउट का जमाना है.
By the way, if you guys have not noticed, page 7 has key to reading Kashmiri vowels and consonant sounds. So I think it's a very good practice for us to be able to read.
शुरू हो जाऊं?
शुरू हो जाए. मैं actually introduction देख रही हूँ.
33.
Introduction is only 4 pages, so we should probably read it, यार. इसमें ना लाए. Preface तो वैसे preface काफी बड़ा है preface, so we should probably read it at some point in between when we are like
Homework free.
मतलब seriously अशकुरमित वारिया काम यार. अशु पाकुन जल्दी पक्यों फटाफट.
Okay. So 33, 35 and 36 is mine. So Dachnis obras zana zonum zana samundras zana kadit at. I can scatter the battalions of southern clouds, dry the oceans. Mendes rugias vedut zaneha mudas zanimna pranit kat. Played physician to the most lingering fever and cured it, but I can't knock sense into a fool. Basically, again, she's saying that I have, in spite of your understanding of the truth of life, and it's that you should work towards, spirituality, and it's just body is going to decay and die, but the fools don't understand it. Basically, they are enjoying their busy earthly existence, and they worry about their life and life worries. So Laleshwari is like she's complaining a bit against the man's failing to seek higher purpose for himself instead of being. That's why she calls us Mudda. Mudda means fools. So basically, she is saying that it's virtually. She's saying that virtually it's impossible task. Even though I have reached the highest capacities of spirituality, yet I can't try. It is impossible task for me to explain it and convince a person, a human being, that all this worldly affairs is like all nonsense. So basically, I don't know how to get across these duffers, even though I'm tried my best. Yep, they use the word duffer. They use mud bolda na usne
Mud is a duffer literally.
mud is a duffer. So and then that was Haskote who said that I can scatter the battalions, but Jawaharlal Bhatt has said that I would bring in favorable clouds in the western skies, make it through the oceans, or cure the most indisposed persons from an incurable disease, but I'm unable to explain the truth of world's instability to a fool. So basically, the same thing that she's just frustrated with the humans, doesn't know how to explain to us that it's all mithya, it's all maya. Then 35 is almost in the same vein it goes. Lalbro drayus dure dure kuluk thavit vachas. Yus yus non nere support prare kyon dine yachas.
Diton.
Kiton yachas. So it is like I, Lala, went too far in my spiritual achievements, but at every stage I guarded my secrets closely. One who discloses them and makes a show of his achievements is liable to lose them fast. Why not give him to a ghost for a meal? Yach is, I guess, a ghost. So the
Yach to yach. Kitmat yach.
Yachwana snowman.
हाँ उसका यच आज हम दिन में यही तो डिस्कस कर रहे थे स्नोमैन के यच तो सुशील
Yachta shinjin kina gar deta chu garuk deta. Yachu shinjin.
Yaksha, right?
यच यच
Spirit.
क्या सोच राक्षस मगर एस्ट्रो बेर राक्षस बेर was ना राक्षस
So, right?
विचन पता बुसे प्रचान
they're normal human beings who have reached that spiritual level.
But isn't Bhairav actually wasn't Bhairav actually like a Rakshas?
Muse basna magar वंजन चीज में परा नेच पत्र में पूजा टाइम उस बैरव जो जिस बैरव का आपके साथ ये है उसका एक so बैरव is like हमारे
No, he finally got awakened, but he was Rakshas Zots.
So Kashmir का word बैरव you may Yustulmul
ना बच्चे ने पता है कि when don't quote me on this third there when they would show
बैरव ची तुलमुल ची आक
Ani Rakshas Bhairav to Rakshas
किस पर्वत कौन
Bhairav Shrak
ऐसे बात कशीर ची earth बैरव so tim बैरव कौन ची tim ची normal human beings जो awakened हुए right जो spiritual teach ना नजन बासन की छु उत्तर जन बासन की छु
ना सुची obviously बाटो के पूजा करान चे इस Bhairav सी पूजा करान obviously
पूजा करान
मगर बेचना तब ब्रूट करना Bhairav आसान whatever मगर which is प्रसान की ये उसने राक्षस वो गणित राक्षस ना Bhairava originates from the word Bhiru, which means fearsome. Bhairava means terribly fearsome form. It is also known as one who destroys fear or who is beyond fear.
So isn't Bhairav also a form of Shiva?
yeah
Yeah, of course.
it just normal human beings who has reached to that level that's who Bhairava is
Okay.
Yeah, but before he got enlightened, what was he is my question.
fear okay
Guru 7008 from Rupima High School.
Shiv created Kal Bhairava from whom Ashtang Bhairavas were created. These Ashta Bhairavas married Ashta Matrikas. These Ashtamairas and Ashtamatrikas have dreadful forms. These is dreadful. Timis Rak is heapest dreadful. Like this is what I remember watching on whatever. Like you've broken.
Basically, she's saying that when you reach the spirituality, you should try to curb it and not get too over enthusiastic, because if you get too much of it so suddenly and you try to show it to the world, people will think that something is wrong with you and you're crazy. And some people who start talking about it, or they reach their spirituality too fast, or without without the help of the guru, these are the people who start wandering around and talking to themselves and act like lunatics. So she's saying that I've done my best to have patience and live within this world and maintain my, secrecy of how much spirituality I have reached, kind of.
Nimhans is man's, right? Nimhans. What about Nimhans?
So she says something like in a humorous way that one who makes a show of his or her spiritual achievements loses its brilliance and should hence be taken to a yakshasa for making a good meal of him or her. Truly awakened souls never make a show of their achievements. They usually try to keep themselves away from the public gaze or live as ordinary people. These have been great advanced saints who have lived ordinary lives like that of their ordinary co-workers with great zest and zeal, without giving any notion about their exalted status. They guard their secrets their whole life, and if perchance their secret gets disclosed, they fly the scene or leave their bodies instantaneously. That means many
Very common in Kashmir.
Yes, many
Very
people.
common.
Didn't they used to say that this person is like, my mom once told me, touch feet of somebody because she's very saintly, but she was a grandmother.
Normal हो सकते थे लोग.
Yes.
Job पे जाते थे वापस, very normal life they would live. बहुत common था कश्मीर में.
So that is what I guess she means, that most of these people are like ordinary people and we won't ever know about it.
Vachge secret.
That is why she guards it deep within her chest.
Within her chest. Vachge sin.
Okay. Nalbudrayas dure dure kuluf hayvit vachas. Oh my God.
So she basically kept the secret a secret and lived with us like normal people for as long as she could.
So I find this very interesting. While you guys were doing the discussion, I was doing a global WhatsApp search for word Bhairav in my chat because I'm in so many groups. I was like, I wonder what I'll get a hit on. So a couple of things I forwarded on the group, which we can look at later. But interestingly enough, one of the comments I see from someone talks about they're speculating that KPs faced exodus because many of us became vegetarians against the age-old tradition of preparing choicest non-veg dishes on Shivratri. We antagonized the Bhairavas that were, satisfied by these dishes. It's so fun to read.
I believe it.
All the discussion.
I believe it.
I believe it. Why don't you forward it to that group, our group? It will be fun.
This is a comment from March.
As per Lala, we don't get.
तुलमुला is vegetarian. जो पर्वत की साइड होता है वो नॉन वेजिटेरियन. So it's not barrow, stone barrows and जहाँ पे involved. हम रोइगना की तरफ है. तो रोइगना वाले वेजिटेरियन है. It's not like barrow. रोइगना is vegetarian.
अरे सना वना mountainous में शुन सब्जी मिला तमश गमित में barrow छु mountainous में भी है. तमस अगर सब्जी दियो तमस कहीं खाई से.
I'm forwarding this screenshot. It's too funny.
Thank you so much.
अच्छा, लास्ट वाला है 36. कंदेव करेहस कंदे कंदे कंदेव करेक कंदे विलास क्या भूगई met dit yat kande at kande rozina surtana sar. She's saying this body that you are fussing over, this body that you are dwelling over, this body you are wearing to the party, this body will end in ashes. That is Haskote's thing. But Jawaharlal Butt says that demands of this body, ornamenting it, providing numerous luxuries and sweetmeats. The where is it? Yeah, sweetmeats for it, though it's no secret, but a well-known fact. Not even its ashes would survive. Basically, the same thing. In the end, we are going to be dead, and our body is going to be ashes, and even the ashes will disappear in the soil. There will be no left mark.
Namo Nishan.
Namo Nishan mein jayega. So thus the question is posed, is it the only purpose on life that you get up, childhood passes into youth? Then it's the same thing what we are talking about, What is the purpose of our life? Like, do we just from childhood go to
Jawaharlal Bhatt is like, what is this all fuss about of fulfilling the demands of this body, ornamenting it, providing numerous luxuries and sweetmeats for it, though it's no secret but a well-known fact, not even its ashes would survive. All right, guys, this is very morose.
I know. So basically, it's like strange. She thinks it's strange that man continues his life with full enthusiasm, knowing fully well that it has to end someday, without notice, leaving everything behind. Basically, ashes.
We live in the present, yeah, Baba. We don't care about what will happen to us later. That's why we live it fully, adorning and ornamenting everything.
हम ऐसे ही शिवा पाल
खाना है उसको
Oh my God. So again, I'm going to bring in the reference to Kundalini because it is on my mind. It's like in my random access memory. So, I mean, it's on Kindle also. I mean, of course, you need a hard copy, but you can buy it. We should probably read that at some point. But in that, he actually mentions the importance of food to him. That he had, at one point, I don't want to like be a spoiler here, but I'll tell you just a short thing. While doing the practice, he had lost his appetite. But he later realized that he had to force himself to eat because that Kundalini power or that energy was feeding on it. And if it would feed on if he wouldn't eat, it would feed on him. Hence, it would make him weak because there was so much energy in it. So he had to eat in order for him to survive. As in, not like he was eating, but it's like not just like surviving as like a human being, but that to sustain that spiritual awakening, you need more food than you actually would.
Eat to live, not live to eat. Which
Oh God, यार अब वंदा हाथ कहाँ मिलेगा मुझे? Kashmiris are all about food, I guess.
As when
Huh? South Jersey, Cherry Hill, Walton. Godos Melan, Chinese store, Suti Gabban.
Chinese broccoli.
कभी मिलता है कभी नहीं है. There's only one Chinese store now in this area. ShopRite में मिलता था, अब वो भी नहीं मिलता. And कभी Indian store में I get monjat intichasam dodrem silish.
That case वो giant show था आसान New Jersey में giant pencil.
Giant आज से मगर South Jersey में छुई ना.
Giant में चुमेला. आज South Jersey में क्या चु? South Jersey अपो तार के काफी है. गास्ट giant आन.
I know. जैसे मेरी मॉम कहती है पता है there's a Kashmiri saying right so बनक्स क्या मुसलमान बनक्स right अगर किस बिरयानी it's a Thursday and I'm like hey भगवान आज Thursday की मैं मॉम कहती है बनक it's बिरयानी खतर बनक मुसलमान.
It's true. ऐसे मगर जैसे पता लाल से बना ऐसा को क्यों दिखा था आचुन परवाई की.
That's true. हम कुछ भी खा सकते हैं. It's all about
because I feel like she had to. Plus, Bhairava needs to eat meat. Yeah, there is Bhairava in everybody. Like there is.
श्रुति ने शुरू कर दिया ना डिबेट. अब पूरी रात देखते हैं कितने लोग.
I think Neha has already replied. We need to get to that discussion, but let's finish.
Neha passenger, bitte sein, passeid Neha passenger.
She enrolled in it. So I don't know, but I'm pretty sure she's a pandit. चलो okay, पर क्यों नको?
मकलिया हो गया मेरे
मौके हो पे क्यों बेचू? Okay, bye.
तो मुझे
Don't kun kya ache?
गस्ट है
Broad kunchu parun. अच्छा, when करू Rosetta Stone. Aska
I am ready to I'm ready to share my manjahak which is cooked if someone has nadru. I could not find nadru. Nadru.
अच्छा, ऐसा 37 टाइम करो ऐसे 37. अच्छा. Tălai कोती बोलतेस. Ite ga big messages शुरू बाबाने. Business directly gata नहीं थी. बुबुचान बुका से जुड़ जावा. पादुत में नहीं जावा. Okay.
नंदन गोपाल मोकला ये तो चले गए रात को
ना चेके पोरू 37 से उसे 36 पर
36 for ना 36 in for my 33 35 to 36
अच्छा 37 should I paru next अच्छा okay, that's fine, don't worry, it's all under control. अच्छा 37 38 39 who's paru कहाँ leave तो messages में कुछ लेके messages
38 39 पर.
अच्छा messages में कराओ तो please. Okay,
so machine phone 37 38 39 पर.
okay, tel कुछ कराओ message थर्ड मैं पे कराऊं.
अच्छा yeah, sir, it's having message.
I'll put
Third I put okay, 37 38 30 37 38 39 छु किन सोर पर है फटाफट ऐसे कि मकलावन फटाफट चीज एम इज द मोस्ट सोर आई एम लाइक बाकी ओके नेक्स्ट 40 अच्छा 40 छु ऑलरेडी गो मुझ सॉरी 41 ओके 42 तो छु गो मुझ 43 छु गो मुझ 43 44 47 48 43 44 47 48 कुछ कर रहे हो
Bukar.
ओके ओके 48 49 शुरू करिए 50 51 52 53 54 55
Bukar
50 क्या 52
52
52 to 55 अच्छा 56 to almost 57 58 59 60 61 62 to go so 57 63 57 63 64 to go 65 66 who's kind
I guess.
Use why the gonna Rajin. Use why the gonna Sukari Kanan. Fish Asilki 66. Okay, 67, 69, 69, 70, 71 कर good. अगर न कर तो जो एडस बैठे बुकर नेक्स्ट वीक. Okay. आरतीयशु carry forward. तमिशु कुछ आरतीयशु करून 30, 31, 32 शो आरती तमिशु तुझना carry forward. बस. Okay.
Near it. Bye.
Okay.
Bye.
चलो बाय बाय.
okay
Good night. इकजो recording post. इकजो recording सुइजो में राजेंद्र जी बुकारी upload.
I
मत करजो तो ही upload.
I might do that, but I noticed पहले first 15 minutes I had my headphones on. I didn't realize I was taping, so it's all. So, but then I realized it and changed it after that. So hopefully we'll get
Okay.
most of it. But
Okay.
okay, bye.
Chalo teacher, we'll then miss then your recording because
Yeah.
you were there for the first 15 minutes.
Exactly.
आपको डबिंग देनी पड़ेगी.